So I'm just recording myself because I had some on my mind. Um, I've been going through a transition. Like, just all that new year, new me shit don't mean, it means a lot, but when you're going through that for real, we're doing shadow work, when you are accepting yourself, when you're loving yourself, when you are finding things out about yourself, sweetie, that you question. It puts you in a frame of mind reference of, like what's really going on with you. What is, I hadn't dyed my hair for a long time. It was red on the end and it was getting gray. And then I was going through, I'm going to cut my shit off on New Year's morning. Like, I was just going back and forth with it. Like, nah, don't cut it. Just do this, do this. But on my birthday, November 17th, 2019, 2 days before that, November 15th, 2019, I started doing my hair. I was doing it. I was shampooing. And in the middle of shampooing, the lock charm got stuck in the tub. And I was mad. And I was like, oh man, because when my hair is hanging over, like, that shit gets heavy when it's wet. And I was being lazy, of course, because I'm tired. And then, and then it was like, I got it out of there and I was like, I'm taking these off today. Like, I'm taking them off. I'm going to do something else, find something else. But these are coming out right now. And long story short, by the time I was putting the conditioner on my hair, I started to take the charms off and make sure, like, underneath, I had to re-rinse that, make sure all that good stuff. You got to clean it because they've been on there for a minute. I got to the front charm with my out wings on it, and that's where my son's dreadlock hangs from. And I started to take the charm off, and I was looking at it, and I started to take the charm off, and I stopped and looked at it again, and then I was like, no, I'll just take it on off. And when I took it off, my son's hair is hanging probably by 3 or 4 strands. And I was like, you know what? This is coming out. So I pulled it out. And immediately something was different. Immediately. Did I think about it, recognize it, write it down, feel something, think about it? No. Because I was in the thing. It was my birthday coming and I'm just trying to get my hair done. But I knew something was different. And after I rinsed the conditioner out while I was in the shower, I could feel myself lightening up. And it was like the idea of, like, you dropping just all this weight just while you standing in the shower, just letting it flow, just letting it go. And not until I got out the shower and I got in, rinse conditioner off and all that, and you get in the mirror and you dry your hair off and then you let it go and it falls down. It was so much lighter. And I felt so much lighter. And as I was feeling this lightness, I was looking down and I see this dread of my son's. And I'm like, we're going to have to separate for a little while, Tay, but I'm probably going to do something else, so I'm making plans. And it didn't really dawn on me much. So back to New Year's, and I'm like, just forget it. I'm just going to cut all my hair off, or cut them down and color them some crazy color and then add, lock back or whatever. And I woke up that morning and something was like, take a picture of yourself. Don't even move. Just take a picture of yourself. So I'm listening and I took a picture of myself and then I looked at the picture and I was like, ooh, you are so beautiful. Like, that is a beautiful ass picture of you, Tamara. Like, I was in this, it was another floating light moment. Like, I can't even explain the relief or release or emotion that was going through me. It just felt so good, and I just laid there and floated on with it. My New Year's, of course, progressed fine. Like, I had fun. Got a couple revelations over the change and talking to people, and so, that went good. And then one day I was doing the dishes, because that's the most time I think when I'm doing the dishes. I was doing the dishes, and it just came over me of the fact that I had to accept that I am beautiful. That's what I accepted. That's what the lightness was. That's what the rays of it was. I was accepting that I was beautiful. So you ain't gotta cut your hair to change because your attitude is changing. You're beautiful the way you are. If your insides is changing, you ain't gotta change your outsides for real. Like, plus you love your hair. Like, don't do that. Like, go somewhere else with it. So I left it alone again. And then I said, we got to do something. So I said, I'm going by color, and I'm going by the color I want. You see, it's like purplish. It's like RV. But when I got the color, I still didn't put it on my head. Like, I had the color on January the 4th, 5th. And I still didn't put the color in my head. I actually started a job on the 6th with just my red ends, and like all my grays and stuff was all right here. My hair was even thick on the side, all that good stuff. Didn't care, going there as I am, because I'm deciding things on myself. I was just trying to decide about the damn job, so it wasn't really making me too much difference. But I held on to it, and so this was the week of the 6th. So then I decided I was going to do it over the weekend. I'll just do it over the weekend coming up. I like my job. I'm going to be here for a little while, so hey. Now, fast forward to the night of the 10th. Wolf moon, I do believe. And eclipse coming. I go outside, and in the middle of the night, because I'm going outside to smoke, so I step outside, and the moon is so full, and it is so bright, and it's like right over top of my house. As soon as I go outside, like, I look straight up, like neck all the way up, like it was just glowing, and it was just halo around it, and the halo was all around the house, and I was like, oh my God, and I was embracing it all in. And so I was saying my little affirmation while I was out there, and I was just in the flow, just feeling all of that good moon energy. Just it was like I was filling up with just love, and I was releasing, everything else, especially going through the acceptance idea early in the week. And it was like all of that, I was, letting it go, and it was like it was feeling so good. I was like, ooh, I can just go back in here and lay down and go to sleep. And so I go back in the house, I lay down, and I start to have this dream. And I'm sitting in the living room of these apartments that we used to live in, and it's not the same apartment, but it's a different design of the same apartment complex. Okay, and I immediately recognize it. But I'm sitting there, and I'm facing the door, like I'm facing now, and then the door is to my right. And all of a sudden, some keys get turned in the door, and my son Terrius comes in that door and comes over and rushes and hugs me and says, I gave him my life to get more time. I gave him my life to get more time. And he hugged me, and this was no ordinary dream. This was no ordinary just okay, cause he's coming to see me, because he's came to see me in my dreams. He's touched me in my dreams. But when he hugged me, y'all, I could feel his whole body on me, like weight. Like I could feel his heart beat. Like it. Oh man, it was the most amazing feeling that in my dream I said, I know I'm dreaming. And how am I going to tell or explain to his brother after I done asked him that this boy is standing in the house? Like, it just, all of these things started rushing through my head. Like, how could you be here? Like, and I just was holding him, and I was just had my head like all in the top side of his hair. And it was like I started crying, and I opened my eyes, and he was gone. He was just gone. And those words stayed with me. They still with me. That whole scene, I can play it back and play it over and play it over, play it over. Y'all don't even know how many times I done played that over. Just your favorite song get on your nerves, people cussing you out about it. Play it over. It was something about that mantra that I said that I still can't tell you what it was. But the definition of it was him saying, I gave him my life to have more time. I want a do-over at the end of the day. I want a do-over. It's the same thing of answering why I can't make up my mind about my head. Why I can't just do what I want to do to it. Why is it a struggle? Why did it have to be a extra thought for all of those days? Why, when I've been already going through it because my hair is lighter or my head feels so much lighter since I done took my son's hair out? And that day he answered it. It's a do-over. Everything is a do-over. 2020 is a decade do-over. He died on Sunday. Found out the next Sunday that she was pregnant. He had a do-over. And if y'all know my granddaughter, that is Little Bug. Like, it's a whole nother story. But if you've never been in reincarnation, check my story. Check my story. But it was time for me to release him. Any pain, guilt, shoulda, woulda, couldas. Go on with your life, mama. It's okay. Like, y'all know I'm not no crybaby or I want you to feel sorry for me and all that shit. Like, I actually kind of don't like that. Like, life is life. But there's still a pain there. And everybody still mothers and we still feel for each other. So I appreciate the love. But it was okay to let that go. It was okay to have a happy story without being able to tell it with me in it. Because we got so much more stories to make. You and my 3 babies. That's the whole definition of that. Coming back around to accepting me. I have a whole another stories, couple of them, thousands of them, that I can write for me. And I can write those stories without pain. I can write those stories without guilt. I can write those stories without having to decide taking a whole week or two just to decide, are you serious? But if we all don't really understand about washing out shit from your mental path daily, let the rain come. Let the rain come. Wash that shit out, clear it out. We're going to keep tripping over our own selves over and over. I've been progressing with my business. I've been progressing with my life. I've been centering myself. I've been working on understanding how Tamara wants to live, how Tamara wants to be, how me all the way together, settling my mental and my physical, blending that all together. My physical is very calm now. My mental is still processing, but we are like 70% way better. Because within the last couple weeks, I swear, about 30% it's been lifted, and it feels good, and it feels a little nervous because now it's like, what do you put in there? Like, what do you use? And I've been pushing myself to be like, you got to start doing this and you got to start doing that. But my body now, because it's not working with my brain in that capacity anymore, is like, baby, we got to rest. We ready to sleep for a little bit. Because we tired of you. We're glad that you released that. Hell, my brain is glad. Hell, I'm glad. We all happy and excited around this mug, but it's a process. It's such a process that I'm trying to find a better word than process. But it's a step by step by step by step, and you have to keep taking yourself and diving yourself. Those moments that I noted those moments about myself. I was in tune enough to feel the difference in my own energy. Those are times that you note about yourself. I was having a bathroom party with myself. I'm in the mirror and I'm singing to myself. I am letting myself flow. No inhibitions. Who cares? Nobody's in there but me. I'm just letting it all go. And I got the music going, and I got my candles lit, and I got my sage burning, and I got my stones out. And I mean, I'm in there having a ball. But there is these significant moments where my energy changes, and I'm noticing how more and more they are able to break through, and I'm able to feel them. I'm able to feel the energy rise and fall. I'm able to feel the lightness. I'm able to feel when something is a little darker. It's amazing. It's amazing when you can pinpoint what is dragging you. It is amazing when you can pinpoint what is making you feel unfull or unfulfilled because of the I can't or it won't let me. We can blame it on a lot of shit. People, job, all that. No, that shit's you because you are the source. So that shit is you. So I owe you. It's all owe me. I mean, I spit on what in December. You are the source. You are. I'm walking through that with myself. At that time, did I know I was the source? Yes. Am I getting more of a sorceress? Yes. So the depths of me is infinite is what I'm finding out. It's what I am coming to you guys to give you an understanding of. Keep going. Go deeper. Accept you. Accept how you flow. Learn when the waves get a little too much for you. Feel when it's microwaves versus cell phone waves. When it's sound waves. When it's just... Sometimes you feel like you're walking on your heels. Sometimes you feel like you're tiptoeing. Acknowledge when it changes. Notice when you feel like you're on your tiptoes. Start to notice or make note of. Make note of when you feel like you're on your tiptoes. Make note of when you feel like you're walking on your heels. Make note of, and I mean the day, what is actually going on, the thoughts that you are thinking at that moment, the actions that are being performed around you, within you, by you. Take note of those things. And then what do they mean to you? What can you tinker, alter? What prevent? Obtain? All those things come in understanding the wave that you're on. The wave that you're on dictates the person that you're trying to be, that you want to be, that you should be, that you'll be at ease being. I've been at dis-ease. Fibromyalgia ain't no hoe. But this wave right here, we're at ease. We at ease. You can find it. It's in you. You want it. You want to be at ease. Get there. I am Tam. I am the source. And I am the lovely. Get your daily dose.